Hello and welcome, brilliant minds. I am Dr. Siddharth Anand, and today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of endocrinology. In this video, we will explore acromegaly from its etiology and pathogenesis to clinical feature, diagnostic approach, and gold standard treatment options. Whether you are preparing for NEET PG or brushing up your clinical knowledge, this session will give you a clear, structured understanding of this complex condition. Let's get started. Let's start with the definition of acromegaly. Acromegaly is a rare, chronic hormonal disorder caused by excessive secretion of growth hormone, almost always from the pituitary adenoma. It is characterized by progressive somatic enlargement and disabling systemic manifestation. Let's move to etiology and pathogenesis. The sequence of event is as follows. First, a pituitary adenoma develops and autonomously secretes excessive amount of growth hormone. Second, growth hormone acts on liver, stimulating the production of insulin like growth factor 1. Third, the combined effect of chronic elevation of growth hormone and IGF-1 are responsible for the widespread systemic manifestation. Tissue growth stimulates growth of bone, cartilage, soft tissue, and organs. Metabolic effects can be seen like induces insulin resistance, leading to diabetes, alter lipid metabolism, and causes sodium retention. The tumor mass itself can cause local compressive effects on the optic chiasma and surrounding pituitary tissue. Symptoms of acromegaly. Symptoms develop insidiously over many years, such as acral changes, enlargement of hands, increased ring size and feet size, facial changes like coarsening of facial feature, enlarged nose, lips, and tongues, that is macroglossia, headache, due to pituitary tumor mass, excessive sweating, hyperhidrosis, and oily skin, arthralgia and arthritis, fatigue and weakness, voice changes also happens, a deepening of the voice due to soft tissue, thickening and sinus enlargement, skin tags such as neurological carpal tunnel syndrome, paresthesia, reproductive symptoms like menstrual irregularities in women, erectile dysfunction in man, decreased libido, sleep apnea due to upper airway obstructions. Signs of acromegaly. Physical findings such as dysmorphic features, prominent brow, that is frontal bossing, protruding jaw, that is prognathism, widely shaped, widely spaced teeth, then macroglossia, enlarged tongue, visual field defects such as bitemporal hemianopia if the tumor compresses the optic chiasma, hypertension, cardiomegaly, goiter, enlarged thyroid gland, proximal myopathy, acanthosis nigricans, that is a skin pigmentation, sign of insulin resistant. Diagnosis of acromegaly. Diagnosis is a two-step process: biochemical confirmation followed by imaging to locate the tumor. Screening test. Mostly in screening test, serum IGF level is elevated. It has a long half-life and it is elevated in almost all patients with active acromegaly. Confirmatory test is an investigation of choice. Oral glucose tolerance test. It is a gold standard confirmatory test. The procedure of this test is a major GH level after administering 75 gram of oral glucose. In a normal response, GH suppresses to less than 1, but in acromegaly response, the growth hormone fails to suppress and may even paradoxically rise. Other investigations, radiological imaging, MRI pituitary with contrast. The investigation of choice for localization, it identifies the size and extent of the pituitary adenoma. Additional workup like visual field perimetry if the tumor is near the optic chiasma, echocardiogram to access for acromegalic cardiomyopathy, colonoscopy recommended at diagnosis due to increased risk of colonic polyps and adenocarcinoma. Here you can see the radiology imaging with preoperative and postoperative. Coming to the final part, that is treatment of choice. Transsphenoidal surgery, endoscopic or microscopic. This is the first line and the primary treatment for most patients. Goal is to complete resection of the adenoma. Success rate is 80 to 90% for microadenomas, 40 to 60% for macroadenoma. Other treatment options, if surgery is contraindicated, then medical therapy such as somatostatin receptor ligands. First line medical therapy is octreotide, LAR, lanreotide. They inhibit growth hormone secretion. Growth hormone receptor antagonist such as pegosamant blocks GH action on receptors, normalizing IGF-1 very effectively, used if SRLs fail. Dopamine agonist like cabergoline is less effective than SRLs but can work, especially in mixed growth hormone and prolactin tumor. Radiation therapy used for residual or recurrent disease, not controlled by surgery or medication. Types such as stereotactic radiosurgery, example gamma knife or conventional radiotherapy. Drawbacks is a slow onset of action, takes years, and high risk of hypopituitarism. So, last and final slide, the most important one with the key points which can help in a revision. So, pathogenesis, growth hormone excess, IGF is elevated, tissue growth and metabolic dysfunction. Key symptoms are enlargement of hands, feet, and facial feature. Key signs are coarse facial feature, macroglossia, prognotism, screening test, remember IGF-1, confirmatory test, OGTT with growth hormone measurement, failure to suppress to less than 1 nanogram per milliliter. Imaging of choice is MRI pituitary with contrast. First line treatment is transsphenoidal surgery, resection. First line medical treatment is somatostatin receptor analogs, example octreotide. Important investigation is visual field testing, echocardiogram, colonoscopy. That wraps up our deep dive into acromegaly. I hope this session helped clarify the key concept and clinical approach. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us grow this learning community. Drop your questions or thoughts in the comments, and I will be happy to engage. Until next time, keep learning, stay curious, and remember, medicine is not just science, it is a service. See you in the next video.